my name is Mrs. Horstmann. I wanted to introduce myself to my students and the parents out there. I am a biology teacher at St. Charles West, and I teach all levels of biology. I really enjoy learning about how life interacts, how all the things go in to make up who we are, and how we interact with each other and with the living things around us. So that means I'm a great big science nerd, and I'm very proud of it. I enjoy sharing my passion of learning and of science with my students, and I really hope that they enjoy my classroom this year as well. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about some of the things that are going to be happening in my classroom this year. There's three major components of my classroom: standards-based learning, or standards-based grading if you've heard of it that way. There's end-of-course exams, and we're flipping the classroom. And to me, all of these go together to make up what drives the learning that's happening in our room this year. So the first thing that I mentioned was standards-based grading, or standards-based learning. We are going to be working towards learning all the material at a proficient or higher level this year. So what that means to me is not only are students learning what we directly have been taught in class, but they're taking that information and they're applying it to new things, and they're going beyond and researching and manipulating that information in new ways, kind of out of the box thinking. I highly encourage all of my students to challenge themselves and to reach for the advanced level. I will always have the standard objectives available for students so that there is no question about my expectations of learning. So students will know what they need to do to get proficient, what they need to do to get advanced, and if there are ever any questions on this, I am available through email, phone. I'll be happy to answer any questions that come about as we're going through all of this. One of the other things that I mentioned was end-of-course exams. This is a statewide test that Missouri says every student in biology has to take, and that really is what drives the learning that happens in the classroom, because I'm responsible for teaching all of that material to my students, and it's a lot of material. So we are going to be moving through lots of information this year. Our class is a year-long class, so the end-of-course exams will be in May, and I have a lot more to talk to you about end-of-course exams, so I'm sure you'll be hearing more from me about that in the near future. The last thing that I talked about was flipping, so I wanted to tell you what flipping means to me. I have successfully done flipping with my AP biology class, and I'm really excited to flip my advanced class this year, my advanced biology class. Flipping means to me that the lecture is going to be delivered like this, through video, and that allows students to move through material, the comprehension part of it, at their own pace. They can go back and review. They can pause the videos and process what they're learning before they continue on with the next piece of the video. And then the traditional homework, what students traditionally have as a homework assignment, will mostly be done in class, and that is the practice and the application pieces of learning. That's going to be done in the classroom, and that allows me to help the students as they're practicing so that they're doing it the right way the first time. So I'm sure that there are some myths about flipping the classroom, so I wanted to kind of address a couple of the things that have come up previously as I flipped my classroom. To me, the flipped classroom means that it allows me to have increased interaction with my students. It gives me personalized contact time with every student during that face-to-face classroom time, and I really like that. It's a blended instruction, so there is going to be direct instruction. Unfortunately, there's no way to get around that, but that also allows me to do constructivist learning in my classroom. A lot of hands-on application things. That means lots of labs, lots of games, lots of manipulations. If a student is absent because they're out sick, or because they have extracurricular activities going on, or because they're on a field trip with another class, they're not missing out on anything, because all of the direct instruction is going to be on video. So even if we watch that in class, they'll still have access to that information on their own time. They're not going to be left behind. this is a class where students are engaged in their learning and they get a personalized education. So to me, that's what I really appreciate about flipping the classroom. Some things that flipping is not. It is not an online class. I am still very much in contact with my students, and actually I think that it gives me more contact time with my students. I'm not just standing up in front of the class delivering instruction all the time. I'm able to walk around and help students out. I'm able to have some discussions with them. I'm able to watch them help each other, and it really is a fantastic thing to see in a classroom. It is not just online videos. Sometimes we'll be watching videos in class. A lot of the videos, especially after the first few units and the students are used to my expectations of how to watch the videos and how to take the notes on it. So after that, most of the videos will probably be assigned as homework. But that's not the important part to me. The important part is what now is going to be happening in the classroom. It's what I'm using that class time, that face-to-face time for in my room. It is not students working without structure. We are actually very structured. I have very concrete objectives that the students will be working towards, and those were developed from the curriculum. So it is a very structured classroom, but it allows students to have some choices in how they will learn the material. And it's not students working in isolation. There's going to be a lot of group work happening in my room this year, and a lot of students teaching other students and learning from their peers. So what this will look like at home is students will be watching videos. The videos will be about 10 to 15 minutes typically. So that means that homework will be, on video nights, homework will be about 20 to 30 minutes long. So the students will watch videos, they'll pause, they'll jot some information down, they'll write down questions that they have about the information as they're going through it, and allow time for processing. There will be some other types of homework. There will be some worksheets to kind of go through and practice what we've been learning. Unfortunately, that's unavoidable because I only get 80 minutes every other day with my students. So some of that practice stuff will still have to be occurring outside of the classroom. But most of the direct instruction will be on the students' time. Not only does that save us time in the classroom, but it also shortens the amount of instruction that they're getting at a time. So I hope that gave you a little bit more information about how my classroom is going to be run this year. I'm really excited about all of the things that are going to be happening, about all of the learning, and about what I'm going to be learning from my students too. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm going to put up a link for my email address. I will also give you my school number so you can contact me really anytime, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible and answer any questions you have. And yeah, I'm really excited, so welcome to my classroom.